it's Tony from CassetteCombat.com, and we're going to have another quickie. Who misses? Yes. Today we're going to look at a cassette I've never seen before, and I'm going in completely blind. An MTV 90-minute Super Chrome. Now this was sent in by Ian Mansfield. Cheers Ian, who is one of the regular listeners to my radio show, The Retro Nouveau, and these turned up in the post out of nowhere and said, have a look at them, one to try, one to keep. So yeah, I've never actually had an MTV cassette before, and a few of you young people might be wondering why MTV have got cassettes out in the past. Well, you see, before they turned into a show which showed low-end people having arguments and trying to get off with each other, music television actually used to be about music. Because the MTV channel showed music videos and stuff before it descended into reality television hell. So the date that this comes from, if we look at the back, 1997. It says produced by LMP Limited, made in China. So a 90s Super Chrome cassette made in China. Let's have a look. This excellent quality MTV Super Chrome tape delivers crystal clear treble and booming bass reproduction. Superb for all recordings, especially digital. NB, always seek permission when using recorded materials. Ah, right, I've never seen that before. An actual warning on a blank saying, yeah, don't tape stuff unless you got permission to it. Because, you know, there's that thing, you know, blank tapes are killing music. Oh, so, sorry, home taping is killing music, I should say. But why would you buy blank tapes otherwise? Not many professional studio engineers needed blank tapes in the billions. But anyway, so, that's what it looks like. It's an all-opaque wrapper. But very 90s, very MTV, yeah. It looks the part. LMP, I don't know who they are, never heard of them. But anyway, let's open this up and let's have a see what the cassette looks like and see if maybe it can give us some clues to its origin. Look at me, I'm not tearing them off willy-nilly anymore. A changed man, reformed. That's what this lot's done to me. So, oh, there we go. Oh, I like that. That's a nice surprise. Yeah, that's really cool, that. Really cool artwork again. Music television, you've got stuff on the side. Ah, there we go. Oh, good. That makes me happy, that does. Come on. Where have we seen this shell? And these sort of hub holes from? They're not Gold Star. No, this looks like the Bush, Goodman, sometimes Woolworths that seem to have come from forward in Hong Kong. So yeah, it says China. But if we look at the stripage here, just bear with me 1 second. See if I can get any of this out. No, we can't. Let's see if there's any more. You see, they're just little single lines, but if you look, I don't know if you can see at the top of this leader here, these are very Gold Starry, aren't they? Yeah. Don't know, but the looks of the tape, you know, the shell and the hub says to me if these are forward, then these are going to be decent, which will be a nice surprise. Let's have a look at the tape itself. Wow, that's jet black and shiny, very shiny, nicely calendared. I've got high hopes for this. Again, the J card's lovely. I mean, we've got some basic stickers here with MTV logos on it though, and the J card itself inside is, yeah, you know, it's stylized. They've put some effort into this, the style of it, and yeah, I don't know quite how that works, but it almost looks like, I don't know, like you wouldn't actually write on this side. You'd leave the cassette in this. You'd write on what was on there and leave that as it. And you'd put all the latest hits from 1997, etc. on this, and you'd write it on the inside. You know? Yeah. So it's a slim case, but it's not one of them terrible ones. But all in all, expecting some Type 0 maybe rubbish. I'm quite enthused by this. I think this is going to be alright and it looks great. So let's fire up a deck, get it biced up, put some tunes on it. So I'm going to use the ZX9 this time because I want to show you something. Because what I failed to do just then was what I normally do with unknown Type 2s, especially something that says Chrome on it. What's that? Give it a sniff. And I gave this a sniff. You know, Chinese Type 2 branded MTV. It's pure Chrome. It is actually a pure Chrome. So I'm thinking, right, made in China, it's a pure Chrome. We had the stripes on the leader, which sometimes signifies SKC, and that would make sense. Sai-Han, as far as I know, didn't make pure Chromes. Around 97, who's in the pure Chrome market? SKC really, because BASF has sort of moved away a bit. They still did some, but chances are, being where these were made, it was going to be SKC. So what I did was I've taken, this is an earlier formulation, but this is the SKC with what I call its CD formula, because all of the ones which had CD on it were this super Chrome. They did do a QX formula, which was ferrocobalt, but this is a pure Chrome SKC. And if we look at the colour of the tapes, I know that's not a big indication, but they're both jet black and shiny. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in the SKC CD, bearing in mind this is from a few years earlier. This is a 1990 version, and this is one of my favourite Type 2s. It's amazing. As far as I can tell, it's a cobalt dope, pure Chrome. It's a wonderful cassette. So forget the azimuth for now, because azimuth is just basically, let's try that again. The azimuth is mainly to do with the shell, not to do with the actual tape. So I'll adjust the azimuth of this. Okay, the azimuth is getting there. Oh, come on, don't mess me around now. Okay, the azimuth is on. The levels are spot on. Calibration, no, it's flickering a bit on the old bias. Yeah, so let's just crank the bias up a little bit. Just a tiny little bit. Okay, so bias is right, levels are right, azimuth is right, but we'll see that again. Now, let's take the MTV, and I know this is no surefire way to prove if a cassette is the same or not, but let's just have a look for curiosity. Okay, the azimuth is out, but like I said, that's more to do with the shell than the tape itself. Okay, the azimuth is in. Levels, identical. This has a little bit more, so it doesn't look like it's identical to this SKC, but then again, this is 7 years earlier than this tape purports to be. It could be. It's more like a later sort of formulation. In fact, I've had an idea. Bear with me, jump cut. So what I was thinking was, what later SKC CD formulas I have? This one, the Memorex CD2, which is around the sort of same time as this MTV one. If you look, can you see? Blue stripy leader. This has got 2 stripes, the other had 3, but I'm just curious. Let's have a see now that this, we didn't bias this up properly, we just showed that it was different. Let me just bias this up properly. Okay, yeah, okay, let's turn that down a bit. Okay, good, right, let's have a see now how this Memorex compares to that. Okay, azimuth the same. Ah, right, this Memorex is far different. Yeah, very different. Okay, so it's not the same formulation as this. Fair enough. But these are very similar. It could be because this is a 90 and it's slightly thinner tape than the 60 that this is, but yeah, I don't think this is going to be BASF or Agfa at this time, unless maybe, I don't know, PD Magnetics, PDM or Dessauer, but being in China, I'm going to guess more likely that SKC was behind the tape in this, especially with that leader. But anyhow, let's just price this up for the third time, make sure that it's perfect. Yep, yep. Hello, Tweaky. Okay, good. Right, so because it is a pure chrome, I'm going to keep this around about 0. We don't want to oversaturate it, but the low hiss will make up for that. And we're going to listen to a little tune which I've used before, but it's a good one from the YouTube audio library. And this one is called Sax. Well, I guess we'll never definitively know who made the tape in this, but that was a very bassy song. It handled the bass lovely, wasn't overly hissy, calibrated easily. Yeah, who would have thought it? This is a very, very decent cassette.
The truth.
So yeah, so when you get a cassette that looks like this, branded music television, made in China, you're not going to expect much, especially from the late 90s. But that was really good. I really, really like this cassette. I like these shells. Now, I said that these were used on some Bush cassettes, and here's like an old used Bush, literally, that has exactly the same shell, but different hubs. But, you know, they were used for old Bush, but I like this. I like the textures. I like the way it's got a window. These are a nice solid shells. I couldn't snap one of these in half like I did a Maxim, for example. Nice shell. I like these big Gold Star style hubs. Whether they are or not Gold Star, I still don't think so. I still think it's forward. But this is loaded with jet black, really good pure chrome tape that, as you heard there, performs really well. I really like the J card on this. You know, like I say, it makes it look like it's almost a pre-recorded. You're making your own pre-recorded cassette. And altogether, if I saw these at a decent price, I'd be buying them. I like this a lot. It's a really good cassette. And again, it's a shame I have none in stock because, like I said, I do so many videos to those of you that say, your channel's just a big advertisement for your web store. Really? Because I do videos on more cassettes that I don't have for sale than I do have for sale. So shut up. So yeah, so thanks again to Ian Mansfield for sending me this in. I'm going to record something good on this because these are really nice cassettes and a proper 90s, you know, a proper slice of the 90s with the MTV logo and stuff. And I guess for me, MTV meant so much in the 90s because that's when I first started viewing it back in the early 90s. And it was with me until I sort of moved out and, yeah, just sort of forgot music for a long time. But yeah, wonderful. So hope that was useful. Hope you enjoyed that. Please don't bring the prices of these up if you see them because I want to get some more of them. But other than that, stay safe. Happy taping. Please like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.